third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
Lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Are we ready for this?
Yeah, we're ready.
We ready to do this? God damn it.
Okay, let's try again with more enthusiasm. Ready? 5, 4.
Folks, welcome aboard.
There it
How's
is.
everybody doing out there? It's Tuesday afternoon, and this is Revenge of the Cis, everybody's favorite right of center news and entertainment program. I am Mike Shealy. This is Royce Lopez.
Hi.
We are the leaders of your media jihad, and
No one's happy. Everyone's upset. I guess, all right. Let's start with the minor one, the reason I got upset first, which is mine first because the reason Mike got upset is way more important than the reason I got upset. So real quick, last night at 1:40 a.m., I got a message back from Facebook about my account, and it says my account is permanently disabled because of, and get this, infringing on copyright material. They never told me what it was. They never said what it was, and they said you are no longer allowed on Facebook. So that's it. My main account will never be back on Facebook. I have my backup one that
It's the weirdest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
because my thing is like because the only time I even post stuff like videos and stuff isn't even on my account. It's on like our page. You know, like, oh, check this video out. I don't ever post videos on my personal account. I don't do that. Like I'm not. Look, don't get me wrong. I know there's people that'll stream entire movies on their. That's not what I do. My account is for my friends and for my family.
You know, and I'll admit that at least I got a more cut and dry answer. When they took my shit away, it was like mid 2006, and I was like a full blown fascist at that point. Like
2016.
I was openly calling for like people's deaths. So like when they took mine away, they're like, "Oh, well, you're a literal Nazi," and I was just like, "Oh, all right, well." Fair enough.
I guess there's that. But mine,
but he got copyright infringement. It's like, that's more befuddling. You just get angrier. Like, I didn't do anything. And then it's like, at least explain yourself. Like, what
Yeah.
copyright did he infringe?
And when by the way, I'm sure you know this, and a bunch of people that listen know this because they get banned all the time. But there's no way to communicate. That was my appeal, by the way, because after I posted it on Twitter, everyone's like, "Oh, you should appeal that." I go, "No, that was my appeal." And you can't contact them. And all I asked them was, "Can you at least tell me what did I post?" So it's gone. And by the way,
it's not like a court. Facebook appeal. It's not like a court. Like a hearing, like a trial,
right?
It's fair. Both sides get a fair and reasoned argument, and then somebody makes up their mind. It's more like a parole hearing, where you just go, "Look, I've served my time and become a better man, and I'm ready to live my life." And they go, "Nope." And then you go, "Well, but can you tell me what I could do maybe to help my chances next time?" "Nope." You're like, "Okay, I guess I'm not getting a chance."
So I got the Facebook death sentence.
They got "Nope." I don't mean to laugh. But
no, it's okay.
Like,
Look,
you were mad
at this
last
point.
night.
No, I was mad. I was mad because it's one of those things. If I would have gotten a reason like you're a Nazi or you're hate speech, I'd be like, not that I do that stuff, but I'd be like, all right, well, they're doing that to everybody. But because here's the thing, when it's copyright infringement, they don't need to give you they don't give you a 30-day ban. And then, by the way, it says after multiple warnings. I've never received a warning for this. I don't know what they're talking about.
You're always stealing people's stuff, and
You know what it was?
You're always bootlegging movies. You know what it is? Royce, you guys don't know this.
Yeah.
He actually runs a Facebook live stream, and he live streams movies that are in the theaters right now.
Oh, cool. So I live streamed Deadpool 2 once and then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy?
The problem is you did it when you snuck into the premiere.
Yeah, I live streamed
And
it.
then, that's not good.
No.
Yeah, no, that's going to get you in trouble.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Damn it! No, but again, I don't know. Then not to be outdone with anger.
You know what? You want to know the truth? I have to reveal who is behind all this.
Okay, I'm ready.
The truth is that Royce posted some Revenge of the Cis promotional materials on his personal page. And, as 50% business partner, I said, "Look, man, I get it. I know you have good intentions trying to promote, but you were using our copyrighted trademark. So I actually had to go ahead and report you."
It's very Jim Norton of you.
Well, look, man, it's a tough one, man. No, but look. Yeah, it was me. I don't want you using our marketable materials on your personal page. You should know better.
So the fun part
lesson learned.
The fun part was downloading 5,000 pictures and having that, and then putting them on a backup thing, because obviously I can't just download 5,000 pictures to my phone and walk around with my entire life on my phone. Wow. So it was a whole fucking ordeal.
I would have loved to have seen the performance difference in your phone as soon as you did that.
It was when I say it went from an S9 to an S3, like it went like,
yeah, just done.
Like, oh, fuck me. So whatever. Anyway. But something that's more concerning, at least for us, and we've talked about this on the show several times.
Is it the Jew thing?
Okay, well, we've talked about this other thing on the show.
The blacks?
Okay, we've talked about this third thing.
The Islam or Mexicans or the Puerto Ricans or women or trans people or, pedophiles or...
Okay, well, you got it.
Okay.
The last one. We've talked about this 12th thing on the show many times, and that is the youngest drag queen. Desmond is amazing. We've talked about it, and we have, of course, there's a lot of people that agree when we play the videos and all that stuff.
I agree with you.
Regressive.
It's regressive.
But we always get backlash from people on the other side, and even Normie's like, "Oh, who cares? It's just dressing up, man. What's your problem? They're not trying to bang kids. They're not trying to force drugs down their throat,
and they're not. And most importantly, right, the one I like the most, because this is the slippery. Because a lot of them aren't trying to fuck kids.
Agreed.
And a lot of them aren't trying to give them drugs. But I like to use an argument they can't fight, which is that they're trying to indoctrinate children. They're trying to teach them learned behavior. Well, we found a disturbing video last night. Can't say I even take credit for it. Cool Scott sent this to us.
Thank you, Cool Scott. You're the man.
And there's a lot of you guys that are complete fucking nut jobs and weirdos that I love dearly. Sane ones, though. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you guys are like us, where you're like insomniacs and you're just up going down rabbit holes. So I always appreciate Scott and Blackburn and some of you other guys, Filipinos. Like a lot of you guys send us shit.
Oh, Trolita is another good one.
Cholita, like you guys always go, and immediate, like you guys really, we can't do it without you. So thank you to Scott. And he sent me this video, and I get annoyed I get sick of this shit all the time, right? So like, I see it, and I immediately see this kid, and I know, but the only reason I clicked the video Scott sent me is because this is the video from the thing I told you about.
It was a Facebook live stream,
It was
correct?
a Facebook
Yes.
live stream that myself, Filipino Shea, and many others, Jennifer Kiddo, we were all trolling the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Scott sends this video. It's about a minute long. I click it. Half of the video is him reading my comments and Filipino Shea's comments. It was
beautiful.
The timing was. I was like, oh no. He's like, press G to gas, and he's like, there's a lot of G's, GG, because I started to press G to gas, and then Filipino Shea with the Hitler was right, which he read out loud.
Yeah.
And I don't even think Scott noticed it, or no, he did, because he even wrote. He goes, wait till the end, and I'm like, all right, I get to the end. We're not going to play the video.
No, because the video is being completely deleted, and everywhere you find it.
Yeah, I don't even know if anybody's trying to put it on YouTube, but I'm not even going to attempt to. Here's why. I have been popped before for just playing a Lil Tay video. And she's not doing drugs in those videos. She's just cursing and throwing money around like an asshole.
Being a baller.
Yeah. And I got popped for that. And I got a content strike. They do not allow you to have kids imitating drug use and stuff like that. So this degeneracy, we're not even putting it on our channel. I did put it up on Twitter, and it's embedded in the article, which you can find at revengeofthesis.com. But essentially,
The top article in the news section, guys.
very end of this video clip, Desmond's sitting there. Somebody wrote, one of the trolls wrote, "What is this world coming to?" And Desmond said, "This is a world where, there's 8, 9-year-old drag kids, and the adult freak, the blue-haired, drag queen behind her goes, yeah, and people do ketamine on a couch." And just without skipping a beat, Desmond goes like this, and I'm like, nigga, you can't.
Yeah.
That's like, you understand, this has not, now we've moved beyond the trans argument and the LGBTQ argument. If I had a child and I left that child to live with Royce and his wife for like a year, and then I was FaceTiming with the kid, and the kid was going like, yeah, ketamine, I would be like,
Get me some.
yeah. You holding out on me, you little fucking punk? I fucking raised you. You're not going to give me some fucking I want to go in a K-hole too, you little fucking shit. I taught you better. I taught you to be more generous and open-hearted. No, but obviously, even if I'm friends with somebody or they're like what I consider to be normie tier people, I'd have to go, hey, what are you fucking doing with my kid? Like, what is my kid around that my kid knew that? No 10-year-old kid should not have ketamine.
No. And it was your typical, for people that aren't looking at it, it was your typical doing a rail or off of your hand, off of the back of your hand. Your typical snorting off the back of your hand. And again, so now we're talking about sexualizing children, which again, there's a lot of people that'll argue and they'll say, oh no, he's just dressing up how he wants. And, all right, I think it's fucking gross, but okay, fine. We've been called old aunts and old ladies who just don't get it. Look, it's fucking a 9-year-old kid, man. It's a 9-year-old kid. And again, yes, it's one thing if the kid was like, yeah, smoke a doobie and did this, because that's on TV. Everybody,
Yeah, that's a little more.
that's more mainstream.
Yeah.
But we're talking ketamine.
That's not. And why did the adults say that?
Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand. And why are the parents allowing the? And by the way, the adult is Bella Noche. If you want to know who the adult was,
I don't think that's their real name. If we're being fair,
yeah, I know it's not. Actually
but it is
real name.
their Facebook.
But it is their Facebook, and again, they get to keep an account.
By the way, trannies do not like when you find out their power word. They hate that shit.
oh, their real name.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
find out their power word, and trust me, when I worked with dancers, we used to do the Monday night trans nights in Tampa, when there was one I didn't like, oh, you better believe I would do some digging on these hoes. And if one of them got really shitty with me and didn't tip good, and they were always treating me shitty, I'd be like, listen here, Derek.
Now here's the question.
Fucking hate that shit.
Bella Noche. is she trans or a drag queen? I just want to make sure this.
I gotta say trans
because I'm
right?
seeing drag
Titties.
queen when I'm looking it up.
But
Again,
I see titties.
So do I. So
Are they the fake titties? Because I know you can actually get good fake titties.
So apparently getting.
So it's a titty rig, maybe.
Bella Noche is.
I feel like once you get titties, you're trans, right? Like that should be a rule.
Right. So
or
again,
Marilyn Manson.
I don't. From what I'm seeing, it says. I mean, I googled the name. However, who fucking knows? At this point, when you're acting like that, is there a goddamn difference? So yeah, and again, the whole live stream is infuriating. But yeah, specifically that because now we're. And by the way, this picture I put up, it's not like I'm scouring the internet. This is Desmond is Amazing as an official website. This is where this is from, so you guys know.
He's got check marks on
I know.
Facebook.
Of course,
and shit.
verified. So,
Want fascism? 'Cause this is how you get fascism.
and again, when you talk about trannies and you talk about drag, here's the thing that a lot of people on the left don't want to come to terms with. There's
Their own
not
sexuality, their horrible relationship with their parents, the fact that they have a very little to no understanding of how economics works.
okay. Well, enough
fact
about
that they
people of extreme
generally
color.
have a useless degree and can't apply it in any kind of job market.
Okay, enough about women. No, but my point. Wow, there's a lot of blanket statements you can make about a lot of left people, huh? So anyway, man, I'm looking at the pictures too. I can't tell if those are real titties or not with the old Bella Noche. Anyway, but they don't want to admit it. In that it's a culture. It's not just they're dressing up drag. It's not Tu Wong Fu. It's the whole culture, and Mike, you were in the industry obviously more than me, but I knew a lot of people that do that shit too. A lot comes with that, and of course not everybody, because you don't want to say everybody, but at least everyone I've met, and the majority of people that I've met that are trans or that are drag queens are really into drugs, are really into degeneracy, are really into just putting as many fucking genitals in their mouth as possible at the same time. They are into that. That is something that comes with it. Again, if you believe that being transsexual, I'm not saying transgender, I'm going OG. If you believe that being transsexual is a mental disorder, then with that mental disorder, like any mental disorder, comes a lot of coping mechanisms and self-medication. And again, I don't give a fuck if you're a tranny and you want to do ketamine with your other adult tranny trans friends in your house. Do it. I don't fucking care.
You could have just said if you want to be a tranny and hang out with other trannies.
Yeah. If you want to sit there and you want to numb the fucking deadness inside by chopping off your genitals and taking horse tranquilizers, that's fucking on you. Do it if you want. But now when you're indoctrinating children, you are ruining this kid from having a normal childhood. You are 0.4% of the goddamn population, and you are trying to turn everybody into you. Because the only way that and I know it sounds hack, but it's that old misery loves company thing. The more people there are to commiserate with, the happier you are.
It's just like drug addiction.
Yeah, no, you're right. No one wants to do drugs alone. You're right.
Nobody has ever congratulated me for not doing cocaine and opiates and shit anymore that still do them. The only people that congratulate you are clean people. Like, oh, it's good, man. It's good.
It's awesome, dude. Good for you.
You know what I mean? And I'm not, trust me, you guys know I'm no teetotaler, but, you come a long way. And when people go like, oh, man, you don't party anymore? Like, nah, man, it's just not. Oh, that sucks, dude. And you're like, yeah, you're snorting a toxic chemical off a bathroom sink in a dive bar. I feel like maybe you should be happy for me. It's like we have this. He's right. We want to drag people down to our level. We don't want anybody to make it to Mars and terraform that shit without us.
No,
like, man, that sucks.
You're
you should
right.
be here on Earth dying with us.
Why do you think all the fucking countries that took a bunch of immigrants in are destroying everything are going, hey, you should take some too. You should be terrible like us.
But I'll say this, guys. Yeah. This is you'll see the article on revengeofthecis.com. You share that shit. That is a fucking red pill. It's a red pill. You don't have to look up or research. You just bookmark that shit. And from now on, anytime somebody wants to argue with you, they're not indoctrinating children, man.
By the way, word up to Mike's new friend, Kurt Schilling.
What was that about?
Baseball player, Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, it was.
Who is now a red-pilled conservative commentator. And also, but out there, by the
Complete
way,
nut job,
he's
dude.
out there.
It's a complete whack job.
But
I'd have him on the show.
Oh, I have him in a
Kurt Schilling. Are you kidding me?
Get him on. I would talk to him in a heartbeat. He retweeted the article, so not the article, the video itself, and it's doing really well.
Yeah, I got retweets from him, Loomer, that
course.
dude Lionel.
Open Secret?
Open Secret. Yeah, they're all like, it's fucking. As soon as I tweeted it out last night, it said like almost 75,000 views.
Good.
As soon as I tweeted it out last night, I mean, people on the right, people on the left, people are retweeting. They're like, okay, look, dude. There's leftists. There was a leftist today that, to their credit, they started lashing out at me politically right off the jump. Like, oh, you right-wingers are just as bad, and you're child molesters. And then I got another tweet. Wait a minute. What is he doing with the sniffing thing? And then I got another tweet. Okay, I just Googled how to do ketamine. This child needs to be removed from this thing. And then me and this leftist are now like, all right, I'm glad we could put this shit aside and go, what the fuck is this shit? Because I think there is. Again, we talked about it yesterday. There's the square, and then there's the square in the square, and there are left of center people who are like, what?
Well,
this is gross.
You said something, too, because this morning, I was having a blast scrolling through the comments of yours. Because this morning, Mike was sleeping, and he went to bed. It had a few retweets. But when by the time he got up, this video blown up, like you said. So Mike was still sleeping, and I had got up, and I was I was going to go shopping, and then I took me an hour later to go shopping because I was like, what? What did that guy say? And you were telling me there was people saying it's called a joke, idiot, about the video. There was other people saying, and you brought it up, and I was like, what about Roy Moore? Well, you think it's only liberals? By the way, you never said anything about leftists, anything about liberals, anything to that. But you said this child is being fucking shown and groomed to do drugs and do terrible sexual things. Has nothing to do. People immediately jump to a political thing. Even with the Dan Schneider thing, when we did that, we gave a lot of compliments and a lot of listeners that are pretty much left. But they'll go, hey, look, we always say this. There's certain things we should always agree on. There's certain things.
There's gay people retweeting this and adding me and going, this is fucking repugnant.
Yeah. Because
I'm not co-signing this.
Exactly.
They're like, whoa, no.
And that's the biggest problem because we started talking about this Desmond thing and we've done like 2 or 3 segments on it, and now it's getting to the point where he is around. Nobody at that age. Listen, this is the way I look at it. If you are too confused to know what you are, you should not be responsible or taking care of a child.
Absolutely.
That is not...
And I'll take it a step further, and I truly believe that it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Jesus, you always go the extra mile. But by the way, look, I know you're joking.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know you are. But what people don't understand, and that's why there's a lot of gay, like you said, gay people going, this is ridiculous, this is disgusting. Because just like politics, just like everything, you push people to that point where you keep calling everybody a Nazi, they'll go, well, fuck it, I might as well be one. Yeah, exactly.
You just start going out like, you know what, I give up.
I mean, if you're going to call me one fucking anyway.
I just start waking up to the German national anthem, the old good one, the one that was around for like 6 years.
The one with the good flag.
Look, this is, it's bizarre seeing how many people are actually looking at this now as a bit of a breaking point. And maybe we can red pill people with this because it's gross. There are a lot of people now that are going, okay, this is we're ready. We're ready to finally maybe start denouncing this. Like, yeah, you think?
Better than a red pill than the AZT pill. That's the way I look at it.
Who wants to hang out with a kid anyway? Like even a famous kid, right?
No, I know. But it's funny.
Alone, they were hanging out alone. It's like weird. Like to me,
it's like the Louis C.K. bit when he found that. Remember, he found that kid in New York City on the subway by himself, and he's like, "I want to help the kid, and I'm going to help him." But then I'm the weirdo walking around, a little Asian kid, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is that creep doing?"
There's some little girl YouTuber that somebody sent to me, like
Sticks?
a video of. That was
Clang.
See what he did there? I would have went with Worski though. It's
Okay,
another good one for a
tomato,
little girl.
tomato, my friend.
But anyway, so here's the thing, right? There's this little girl on YouTube who's hilarious, And she obviously doesn't write her own shit like there's adults helping her, but she just does these YouTube videos where she skewers things. But she's like, a 14-year-old girl, and she's super YouTube famous. That's like one of those things when you do like crossovers and shit. If they're like, you want to cross over with this channel, I'd be like, are the parents going to be there the whole day? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a totally different route with it, with that kind of shit. All right, but the parents are going to be here all day because you're not just like dropping off like a teenager over here to do YouTube videos.
You know what's
like,
funny when
you know
you
what I
say
mean?
that?
There's like boundaries that I grew up around.
Dan Schneider has said the same thing, but in a different context. Are the parents going to be here all day?
I mean,
they
look,
could beat it.
I'm just
if they
saying,
want.
I got a gift card here for Applebee's down the street.
There you go. By the way, at this point, Applebee's should be sponsors.
It's my go-to. You know what it is? It's my go-to not great but not bad restaurant. Mm-hmm. That's why I always say Applebee's. Because if you see an Applebee's, you're usually confident, like,
oh, yeah,
all right, I can go eat
food.
there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get my mind blown, but I'm going to go there and go, oh, it was good. Thank you.
Nobody ever looks happy at a bar at Applebee's.
No, it's not true. I beg to differ. There was one on Long Island where the thing is, there is usually a small group of people that went to high school with whatever fat bartender works there. They usually look happy because they're usually getting a hookup.
But it's funny. I don't know if you've heard of this or not, but you probably have. But in small towns where they don't have clubs and they don't have places to hang out, and I saw one. I forgot when I was driving to Texas. They have Applebee's that at nighttime they stay up until 2 a.m. and they call themselves Club Apple. Well, this is true. Look it up. Where they'll have a DJ there. It's an Applebee's.
Open a pool hall.
I know.
How shitty is your town?
Really shitty. I think it was Kentucky. But sorry, Kentucky.
But like nobody in your town can scrape together like, I don't know, one Silver Strike bowling machine and a couple pool tables and a couple bottles of liquor. A dive bar is very easy to run if you do it right and you put it in the right area. I've seen bars that only had like 4 types of beer and like 2 types of liquor, and that's it. And you know what? They thrived because they were in a neighborhood like that where there's no bars, so everybody's like, I'm going to go up the street and there's, people have a need to collect in a place and have a drink.
Yes.
It's a weird need. It's a weird ritual we have. It's like tens of thousands-year-old ritual. As soon as we figured out how to do booze, we're like, all right, let's go sit around a fire.
No, even me, like I don't go out a lot, but Michael, most weekends I'm like, hey man, you want to just go to the ale house because I cannot stand being here anymore. Let's just go do something because you want to be at a place where there's TVs. You don't care what's on them.
Yeah.
But you just want to be able to sit down and not have to fucking worry about shit. I agree.
And it sucks. Like last night, right? Because today I have a lot of shit to do. I'm going to do ROTC. I want to promote real quick. Got to do now. I'm doing Nightwave tonight with Dave Martell. Going to be joining me. Then I'm switching over, popping on Dave Martell's show for a while tonight from midnight on. So I got all that shit. I knew it was going to be a rough day. So I'm like, last night I finished up Nightwave. I'm like, you know what, man? There's a bar around here where you can get, like, it's super cheap. It's like $2 for a Yingling. So I was like, I'll go up there. I had a beer. And they have a package license. So you can, like, leave with 1 or 2 bottles. So it's like usually like $6-8 I can spend and just chill for an hour. And I did that last night. And I'm like, sat outside, had a draft beer, walked back with 2 beers. Okay, whatever, relax. As soon as they sat down, hey, did you see this clip of this kid with the ketamine thing? And I'm like, and then I ended up being up until probably 6 in the morning because I was just like literally hot, like actually
I know what you mean.
Hot,
Heated.
walking around just like, yeah, motherfuckers.
So
The only reason I didn't write an article last night is because I was, at that point, I was angry drinking. And it wouldn't have been a very, it wouldn't have been the kind of article you want to red pill people with. I wanted to keep it matter of fact, bing, bong, bing. If I'd read it last night, I would have been threatening to, it would have been bad. We would have lost our AdSense account.
Well, in the same vein, this article just came out from the Daily Caller. Pedophiles believe they should be a part of the LGBT community.
You can have them.
Pedophiles, they're all yours.
They're all yours, folks.
We'll protect the kids. You could take the pedos. Pedophiles are rebranding themselves as MAPs, or minor attracted persons.
Yep.
In an effort to gain acceptance and be included in the LGBT community, according to several reports from the LGBT news sites. According to the Urban Dictionary, the blanket term for MAP includes infantophiles, infants, pedophiles, prepubescent children, hebophiles, pubescent children, and ephebiophiles, post-pubescent children.
Like, and you know what, man, the ephebiophile thing, like, you know, look, it's all gross. Like, you shouldn't intellectually want to be attracted to children at all. But it's like, you can kind of get the, like, 16 and up, like, where they start looking like fucking 20.
Adults.
When they start looking like 26-year-old Puerto Rican hookers, you're like,
Right.
God damn. But you're still not supposed to do it. What is an infant file? Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, what fucking level is that of degeneracy? That's like we automatic gas, right? I don't think anybody even questions that.
That's when you max out the degeneracy skills in Skyrim, like to 100. You can't go any more than that.
But it's like, do you understand? I didn't realize that there was a caste system of pedophiles. Do the guys that fuck like, you know, 10, 12-year-olds, do they look at the infant files like, Jesus Christ, man,
gross.
Get a grip on yourself? like the way that fucking like alcoholics and potheads look at heroin addicts. Get a handle on your life, buddy.
These pedophiles seek to be a part of the LGBT plus community, even going as far to make a pride flag for Gay Pride Month. Yes, there is a minors attracted person, whatever, pride flag, and then I'll put it up here from a terrible Twitter. Oh, there you go. The non-map community tries to pull at people's heartstrings by claiming that pedophiles are misunderstood, marginalized people, and that as long as their attraction to children is not acted upon, or in some cases when they get permission from the child, that they should not be villainized. Sites such as the Prevention Project claim to be aimed at helping children, posting quotes like below, reminiscent of testimonials of struggling gay youth under headlines like "Everyone needs supports." So let's read one of these things. John was suicidal. He had been bullied by trolls on social media most of his life for being different.
For being different.
The bullies were primarily people who claimed, based on their religious beliefs, that John was going to hell and deserved to die. They described how they would kill him on his Twitter page, and people supported their hate. Desperate for help, John sought treatment for his shame, depression, and suicidal thoughts. Although he was scared to share about himself with a stranger, he felt desperate for help, and as no one desired to harm anyone ever. Once he shared about his attraction to children, his therapist told him, "I don't treat sex offenders." Base therapist.
That's pretty fucking... Now that I kind of...
Well, if you believe it, remember, this is just what he says.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say that's the Hippocratic Oath demands that you treat people. You're not, like, if you're a therapist, yeah, unless they're murdering, unless he comes to you and goes, "Yeah, I fucked a kid yesterday," then you have to throw him in jail. Right. But if he's, I don't know, it's weird. I don't believe this guy. I don't believe you.
Many blogs exist on Tumblr showing support for MAPS, including that they should be part of the LGBT community and attempting to create safe spaces for these minor attracted persons. The blog, Pedophiles About Pedophilia, also presents many sob stories of marginalized pedophiles in pretty pastel colors, claiming they mean no harm and just want to be loved like everyone else, as shown in such headlines as "Why pedophilia and pedophiles are not a risk to children." Remember, Salon wrote something about that. "Growing up a pedophile and how I came out of the anti-contact pedophile to the woman I love." The name change seems to be following a liberal trend of rebranding things by giving them more politically correct names, but it's a next step. Is this the next step to normalizing pedophilia?
Yeah.
All right, good. That's all right. We solved it. It's weird, man. It's not weird. It's this end game.
It's the Overton window, man. They're trying to push the Overton window, the acceptable range of social positions further. That's what they're doing. The same thing that the alt-right does. The alt-right tries to make fucking gassing the Jews a socially acceptable topic. Yeah. And the extreme left are the ones that are trying to make... It's like literally comes down to when you go too far in either direction, you're either going to end up in kill all the Jewsville or let's fuck all the kids burg. You know, like there's no... Like you got to kind of stay... Like I don't mind if you pick a side, but just don't go too far down the... Because there's no outlet.
By the way, Auschwitz's original name was Kill All the Jewsville. They changed it for, PR purposes.
Well, yeah, because then people would see the sign as they were pulling in and panic.
Yeah, and you don't want to panic. That's the last thing you need. Now let's. This is great because we're going to connect a bunch of things. This worked out great. Mike, you sent this to me. Well, you know what though? You know who's not hurting children? The Dreamers.
Well, I.
Oh wait, I mean they are.
Press X to doubt.
Sorry, you don't have adequate speech skills.
X.
Police suspected illegal alien charged with sexually assaulting a 15-year-old.
You don't say.
No, Mike. I do say a lot. A Texas man whom authorities suspected is in the U.S. illegally was arrested and charged Sunday with sexual assault after he allegedly introduced a 15-year-old girl to a police officer as his wife.
My wife.
Police stopped Jose Nahun Lopez Cruz. It's one name. 24. For parking illegally. Man, do they have to do everything illegally? In a handicap spot in a neighborhood south of downtown Dallas, whereupon he told an officer the girl was only 15 years old. It's okay. She's going to be 16 soon.
Oh, okay. Well, then she's free to go.
Lopez Cruz allegedly... I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
No ID, no green card. Nah, she'll be 16 next week. Well, get out of here, you knuckleheads.
Lopez Cruz allegedly told the officer, according to police records, the police officer who was not amused by his statement arrested Lopez Cruz on Sunday and charged him with sexually assaulting a minor and drug possession. The Dallas Morning News reported that the unidentified minor told police she had been living with Lopez Cruz for 2 months and had been having sex with him regularly. Officers also discovered an open can of alcohol in Lopez Cruz's vehicle, which he said belonged to the 15-year-old girl. That's it's not helping you, stupid.
Now you're throwing your girl under the bus, too, on top of it? Like, that's kind of fucked up.
By the way, it's better to say it's yours than say you're giving it to a minor, you fucking moron.
He's not a smart pedophile.
No. The teenager told police a different story, saying a bag of marijuana near the open container of alcohol belonged to Lopez Cruz. Lopez Cruz is being held in Dallas County Jail on $25,000 bond. It is unclear if U.S. Immigration Custom Enforcement has opened an investigation into his legal status. Many illegal aliens...
Is that the same Immigration Custom Enforcement that are Nazis?
Abolish
Fucking
ICE.
Fascists.
Abolish
Pieces of shit.
ICE. Many illegal aliens accused of committing crimes, especially those who are committed sex crimes, have avoided deportation in part due to the policies of sanctuary cities. In March, the mayor of Oakland, California, warned illegal aliens of potential raids by ICE officials in Northern California.
You realize that when you do that, guys like this and their child brides also slip through the cracks. You fucking idiots.
Child brides, not just for Muslims anymore. ICE officials said later that several of the 800 illegal aliens who evaded capture in Northern California at the time of the warning had been convicted of sex crimes, driving under the influence, and armed robbery. 2 of those illegal aliens have been convicted of sex crimes and were deported at least once.
These people are dreamers, too.
Mm-hmm.
They dream of raping and murdering people, just like all of us.
Okay, but you know what, Mike?
At least I keep my rapes and my murders confined to Grand Theft Auto.
That's a very good point. Well, you know what? At least they're not killing people with chainsaws.
Okay, again, I'm going to press X to doubt.
Okay. A legal immigrant father who attacked his wife with a chainsaw in front of their 3 children has been deported 11 times.
I should have seen that headline coming. Because you just had said how they weren't doing that.
11 times. If there was only something we could have done to stop this. Yes.
Deported him a 12th time?
There you go. Should have done one more time. You're right. An immigration and customs
charm.
An immigration and custom enforcement spokeswoman called 33-year-old Alejandro Alvarez Vijalas a serial immigration violator.
He looks like a
Alejandro
charming
Vijalas
man.
Was arrested on Thursday in a stolen vehicle in Chula Vista after allegedly attacking his wife with a chainsaw.
He looks like, remember, like in Skyrim when you're picking your character and you can put dirt on their face?
Yep.
And you're like, no, that's far too much dirt.
My guy's not a hobo. Police said
dirty.
they discovered a woman suffering from traumatic physical injuries and rushed her to a local trauma center where she underwent surgery. Police believe the gruesome attack was carried out in front of the couple's 3 boys. A man accused of attacking his wife. Okay, so again, do we think these children should be separated from him, or should they stay with him?
No, we can't do that. They need to bring the children to him to stay with him.
You're right.
Give him his chainsaw back.
Yeah.
How do
you know what?
Expect him to get How do you expect him to get work without his chainsaw? Fucking fascist.
You're right. You know what? To be fair, he probably had one for his day job, if we're being honest.
Yeah, like he owned it. Shut up.
Oh.
He just gets picked up and goes on the back of a truck, and then somebody gives him probably stole the chainsaw from the poor fucking landscaping company.
Well, actually, I have an image of when it happened. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but you tell me. Was that it?
I don't think so.
You sure?
It looks familiar though.
Okay, hold on. I got a better image. You tell me if this was the gentleman. Sorry, it's so small. How about this one?
Yeah, no, I think that was judging from the clothes and the surroundings. That looks more like Caribbean or maybe Florida, maybe in the 80s.
Almost looks like somebody that's doing a really bad Cuban impression.
Yeah, it's almost like it's more like an entire building full of people all doing their jobs terribly. The sound guy, the people who filmed it, the director. Mm-hmm. They did do a lot of cocaine though.
Well, listen, Mike. Look, I'm gonna make you feel better, okay? You know how we saw the based by cops in Philly with their bikes taking down the tents,
shield wall bike cops.
Okay, well, look, let me show you something. This is the ICE building in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville.
I can't imagine it's the busiest ICE office in the country.
No, it's not. So, they had set up these protesters had to give a quick background. They'd set up their tents, not on the sidewalk because they are illegally allowed to protest. They're legally allowed to protest on the sidewalk, but this is the entrance to the ICE building, and they put their tents through the walkway, so they're not allowed to protest there because that's the entrance. Okay.
I don't think this is going to end
well. Actually, watch how courteous. Seriously, not even joking. The ICE officer is that comes out. You're going to love this, and watch the reaction. This is the left. Okay, here's the cop.
Yeah, it's 7:30. If you want to break your canopy down and move to the sidewalk so you can continue your protest.
Break your canopy down and move to the sidewalk so you continue your protest. That's very even keel.
Saying it very nicely.
That was very even keel. Okay.
So if you feel to break your canopy down, I'll take it down for you.
This is what fascism looks like. When I've been married, Rick Fisher, LMPD was not supposed to be collaborating with ICE or Department of Homeland Security.
Look at this poor guy.
So
face.
defeated. Like, hey, look, guys, I get it, mm-hmm. But you got to move it to the sidewalk. Like, it's not. You guys see what happened in Philly, guys? You got to go. Look, just go to the sidewalk.
When I've been married, Rick Fisher, LMPD was not supposed to be collaborating with ICE or Department of Homeland Security.
Excuse us?
I'm married.
Excuse me.
Pardon me, sir.
Pardon.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
He sounds like me in a movie theater.
Yeah,
pardon. Excuse me.
You couldn't ask for a cop to be any more
if anybody could
courteous than that.
Could you please, if you could, take canopies down so we can.
He just asked them to move them to the sidewalk. He didn't say fucking beat it or we're gonna hit you.
Excuse us?
Our mayor has been lying to us. Yes.
Look at these winners, though. Look at this one. I don't know Dr. Obachnik had a sex change.
Yeah, well, they are all going that route now.
LMPD and Department of Homeland Security destroying tents.
They're not destroying them, actually.
He's, by the way,
taking it down.
Gently taking it down.
By the way, these are
Look
cops.
at this overreaction.
By the way, these are ICE agents that all received a memo this week.
That said, guys.
And we're all being watched right now. Just do your jobs, do them nicely.
By the way, it's one cop doing this.
Homeland Security destroying tents. The same way ICE and Department of Homeland
Because you know when you destroy a tent, how you like fold it over corner to corner and then roll it.
All Louisvillians should be joining us.
They are enabling ICE.
These officers.
They're enabling ICE, dude. They're enabling ICE.
Do you realize it's not ISIS, right?
Fuck me. You're right. They probably think it's ISIS.
That's probably
that makes
why
sense.
they're so
all right,
outraged.
I get it. Then I'd be upset too.
Could everybody do me a favor and tell your local leftists today that ICE and ISIS are two different
things.
They are enabling ICE.
These officers should
They're
be joining us.
DHS.
Stop saying you're doing your job. It's not
But they are doing their job. This is their job.
Stop saying you're collecting a W-2 and doing your job.
Well, just because you don't do it, sir, doesn't mean they don't do it.
Or have one.
Yeah.
just a job.
Prohibit
You're
the
being
people that
fascist.
protest prohibits
Love
You're
that
perpetrating
people's
oppression.
opinion that ICE should
I
be
love these
abolished.
I love all these goofy little sayings they have. It's insane.
They sound like everybody that gets pulled over in those cop block videos. Like, am I being detained? Actually, Section 544 of the Penal Code says that I don't need to lower my window more than an inch.
When did leftists become NPCs?
You're right.
It's just this most predictable dialogue. You're perpetrating oppression. This is fascism. It just sounds like I'm walking around GTA and people yelling at me in the street.
I used to be an ICE officer like you until they got an arrow in the knee.
The fucking most generic shit.
To be fair, the protesters were selling skooma to people, and that'll get you in trouble.
What it is.
That'll get you in trouble.
And if you catch it has skooma if you got coin.
Yeah.
Opinion that ICE should be abolished.
Stop it!
That as long as they're
Oh, okay. Wouldn't it be funny if they went, hey, let's go back inside?
Yeah,
He's got a point, guys.
We
should stop it.
He has a megaphone. We probably should stop.
You guys fucking stop it.
You calm down.
Yeah, seriously.
But I've never seen such an overreact. By the way,
If somebody was standing in front of this house with a megaphone going, stop it, I'd be like, you're here. What do you
want from me? Why are you yelling at me?
One of us is supposed to be here.
And it's not you.
Why are you yelling at me at work?
When immigrants under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Abolish ICE!
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE!
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE!
Abolish ICE.
Chinga la migra!
Chinga la migra.
Chinga la migra!
Chinga la migra.
If you're gonna do it, do we do it in Mexican slang? That was Mexican slang, by the way.
Chinga la migra, dude.
It's Gestapo! It's fascist!
Gestapo?
I would love for them to just use an M60 machine gun on that crowd. How's that for your fucking fascism?
Fuck this Gestapo!
Fuck this Gestapo!
Fuck this Gestapo!
And that's pretty much the extent of the
So what
video.
do they want?
They want ICE to be abolished.
Just what do you want, man? And then everything will be fixed. You'll shut up.
It is like arguing with a fucking woman sometimes, because you're like, look, honey, I'm done fighting. Just tell me what you want.
What do you want?
But they don't tell you what they want.
We'll do it. But then you have to. The deal is, then you have to shut the fuck up. You got to stop everything. But the problem is that if we give you what you want, you won't stop. You'll never stop.
You puff daddies, the whole.
It's just.
Well, this is having some sort of backlash. Now, remember, we saw Seattle, what happened to the cops there. We'll move to Seattle. Cops flee the force in mass exodus due to frustrations with the city's politics, reports say. At least 41 cops have left the Seattle Police Department this year, many of them reportedly citing frustration with the city's politics and perceived lack of support from local officials. Though documents show some officers left the force due to retirement, a source in the department told Q13 Fox that 20 officers left and sought employment in other law enforcement agencies. The source also said young officers don't feel appreciated, and a number of those leaving who felt frustrated over the city politics in higher than usual. Worker bees on the street, they don't feel appreciated. They never seen anything like this in my life, a source told Q13 Fox. The Seattle Police Guild...
13.
Confirmed.
Whoa. Sorry.
The City Police Guild, the police labor union, which
City Police Guild.
Yeah, that's a guild.
I love whenever there's any guilds
Yeah.
still left in 2018.
and the police labor union, which include all the officers and sergeants of the Seattle Police Department, according to its website, called the departures a mass exodus that would affect safety. Less officers on the streets, less safe for citizens. And when you have all of these officers who have invested all in the money and they are leaving for Tacoma, Olympia, Pierce County, Seattle Police Officer Guild Vice President Richard O'Neill said, he added, I've never seen the numbers of officers who are leaving and the way they are leaving. As of 2017, there were 1,444 sworn officers on the force. O'Neill said many of the officers felt a lack of support from the officials. It's just depressing to serve in a place where many citizens, council members who are coming out at times with negative comments about the police.
This is the most honest reflection of how badly you're doing.
Yeah.
When people just leave.
Yeah, they don't want to be there anymore.
That's not a good sign for you.
The Seattle Police Guild of officers have not received a pay raise in 3 years. But O'Neill said the officers didn't leave because of the money issues. They just became fed up with Seattle's politics. By the way, you could probably make more money at a McDonald's there now than you could have cop after the new minimum wage hike. I've been here since 1980. I've never seen a city in a condition it's in because it's being allowed on so many levels. The Seattle Police Department struck a different tone, saying that it would not characterize the departures as a mass exodus, and noted the department was continuing to recruit officers, including women and minority candidates. What?
Good.
Whoa, wait a second. Their response they are leaving. That's confirmed they're fucking leaving. Their response is to virtue signal to nobody asked about. Notice that nobody said the people were leaving weren't women or minorities. They just said they were leaving. And they immediately come and turn it around to say, well, we're bringing in more women and minority. Okay, cool. So you're going to make a worse police force. Awesome.
Well, women are and minorities. They're they're good, I guess. Cool. I don't know, dude. They fucking if you say anything about it, you're a racist. So you want to be a racist?
Yes. Here is a
yeah, absolutely.
Fuck it at this point. Look, Mike, I'm glad you brought that up.
What do you mean be one? Like as in to turn into one?
Can't be something I already am. Look, this one right here. Here's a female officer who needs help from civilians.
Fucking civilians? What will you know?
Taking down a suspect. This is a female officer. This video, I'm so glad we segued into this. Let's watch the female police force in action. So we have a large African-American gentleman who is screaming.
This is the classic Patrice O'Neill argument of unless you can... If you're going to be a cop, you need to have some sort of non-cop authority over me in order to tell me what the fuck to do. And in this case, this is why a small woman can't generally be a cop.
This is a larger African-American gentleman who is screaming at her. She pulls her taser out, and she shoots her taser, and he bends over a little bit, but it doesn't take him down.
Whoa.
He gets up. He's up. And now she's trying to reload the taser. Because he can fire 2 shots. Now, he's just walking away turning his back away. Now, she's trying to take him down, okay? No, folks, this isn't CM Punk training. This is a woman trying to take down a really large gentleman.
Why are you doing it in a Muay Thai standing up way? Why did you not go for his legs? Because you're a woman.
Yeah. I forgot. She's going to go for, come on. So she takes his jacket off.
Okay. Do you feel safer?
Oh shit! Threw her right to the ground, and not her. It wasn't her gun that came off, but I think her radio or something from her
taser.
Yeah, something from her belt came off as she fell down. So let's keep going. She just maced him.
Well, she's also being retarded because...
that's the whole point of this.
Well, no, I mean, not just the fact that she's being overrun, but the way she's losing her cool. Like call backup.
She did. You'll see later on. She had already called backup.
So, none of this is necessary, frankly.
So let's just... I got to see this again.
Fuck off me, bitch.
Sprays him with mace. The mace does nothing.
Well, there's people have said that some folks have built up certain individuals. Individual people who have built up a certain tolerance to these non-lethal devices.
Kind of like you build up a tolerance to spicy food. If you're like I'm Hispanic, I build up a nice tolerance of spicy food because you eat it all the time. So I see what you're saying.
It's like that, except you're a criminal, and the spicy food's constantly getting sprayed in your face.
In your nose
you
and
get used
throat.
to it. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, makes sense. So she's still trying to take him down. And now another African-American gentleman comes and helps her take him down. So the man does a better job. Here it comes. Watch. By the way, went for the legs. Great takedown. Perfect technique. Double legs. Took him down. And then another woman comes to help. This woman, another black woman comes while he's down and kicks him in the face. Kick him in the face. Get my fucking face. Holding him down. He's still trying to get up. Oh, and she can't hold him down.
Can't nobody hold him down. Oh no.
So guys, at least Seattle is getting more female and minority candidates.
Yeah, because we need those. We need women to do the job that the men can't do.
What job is that? Like having a baby would be the only thing I could think of.
Getting flung around a parking lot like a rag doll. That's what you're good at.
By the way, look, women. I know some of you feel offended, and you should.
Yeah, ladies, look, at the end of the day, I don't want you guys to feel like disrespected or otherwise marginalized. It's just that, like, you're terrible at most things. And that's
Mike.
Fine.
That's a broad statement.
I can't make a fucking casserole to save my life, but I would have been able to get that black guy on the ground. It's just different things.
You're
you have
right.
Different talents.
I like that you said casserole. Not only you went back to an old-timey dish.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like...
Yeah, now go fucking bake a pie, you gashes.
Yeah, we need a pot roast ASAP. Then we'll call you. If we need a pot roast, we're going to call you right away. All right?
And I'm not even saying I would have gotten the black guy on the ground right away, but I would have eventually gotten him on the ground.
I'm not going to... Listen, look. If we needed someone to baste the turkey, I would have called her. She would have gone. She would have taken care of it for us. We're going to break. RevengeOfTheCis.com/donate. Become a patron. Thank you for everyone that made up for the dummy that left yesterday. Patreon.com/we're not sorry. Thank you for those that help us get to DC. That's really appreciated. You want to help us, just earmark that it's for DC. Streamlabs.com/Revenge of the Cis. There's still half a day left on Amazon's Prime Day, so if you're going to buy something, go to RevengeOfTheCis.com, click through our Amazon banner. That will help us get some money without costing you a penny. And make sure to go to RevengeOfTheCis.com and check out the news section where Mike's news story is there, and share that shit everywhere, from your Twitter, from your Facebook, from your MySpace. Share it everywhere. Make sure everybody sees it. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves.
The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Cis. As Royce and Mersh continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk low. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersh are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Cis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in To make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now. And that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week, you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
I am the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I am a thatched roof cottage in Wales. I am the best of Great Britain. I am British Caledonian Airways.
Hey, you! That's right, you! Wouldn't you like to know the story of you? What makes you, you? DNA and Me is a genetic service that can help you find out exactly who your ancestors were. You might be surprised.
I thought I was just a standard white guy, but DNA and Me showed that I'm actually 4.2% Cherokee Indian.
Turns out I'm not totally white. I'm also part Northern Asian and even some Kurdish. I'm a victim of oppression.
I used to get in trouble for always using the N-word, but with DNA and Me, I found out that I'm 2.1% black.
Morning, Steve.
Sup, nigga? The test is easy. Simply swab the inside of your mouth and send it into our labs.
People made fun of me for being French. DNA and Me showed I was 8% Navajo. Nobody's making fun of me now, or my people, who are victims.
I'm 13% victim.
I'm 21% victim.
Order now and find out if your friends should be more sympathetic towards you. DNA and Me. Are you in? Hell f***ing yes, I'm in.
Second hour, Revenge of the Cis. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to go to our website, revengeofthecis.com. Check out the new article that Mersh just put up. It's a doozy. And if you want to help us out, revengeofthecis.com/donate. That way you become a part of the show and help us do this as our full-time job to entertain you, red pill you, and eventually piss you off. So I got a message, and I just confirmed it, from our buddy Dave Goss, our pal Dave Goss.
My buddy, I hate that guy. Kidding.
Right, my friend Dave Goss.
Love Dave Goss. Of course, quick plug, TrumpSingles.com.
Yes.
Totally revamped.
Oh, I got Morning is Russia shirt.
And, you know what I mean? Go get you some conservative puss. TrumpSingles.com.
That's a good tagline. Well, Mike, you remember the game that you used to play as a kid and then everyone plays it now, the circle game, where, you know, you make a circle with your hand if you get your buddy to look at it.
Yeah, circle, circle, dot, dot. Then you get a shot, and then you grow up autistic, right? Is that how it is?
I think we're in two
and then
different.
Jenny McCarthy starts pissing and moaning.
We're in two different.
I'm sorry.
Wavelengths. No, she's pissing and moaning because the drug Jim Carrey gave her. I don't know. Look, the circle game is you
put it by your dick,
and then you look, and if they look, you go you fag, and you punch them. Well,
really hard and break their nose and sternum.
And then you did. Well, Alabama police officer suspended for hand gesture linked to the circle game.
May I just real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, man.
Yes.
Every time we mention a place now, we have to start doing some kind.
Yeah, we have something for every state at least. This is let's play the story here. ABC News.
4 Jasper police officers suspended after making a hand gesture. Critics calling it racist. ABC 3340 Stephen Quinn is live in Jasper right now. He spoke one-on-one with the mayor about his decision to suspend them.
You can tell how retarded this fucking on-the-scene reporter feels about this story.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, really fucking here? This is what I'm here about?
Why did they send the black guy out here? Would have made more sense. Why me?
I'm not going to be very sympathetic.
This isn't going to... Me? Out of all the people?
Brenda, it was Jasper's Mayor David O'Mary who said he arranged for that photo to be taken last week. He explains that he wanted his officers to get credit for the arrest that they had made. It hasn't worked out that way. 4 of the Jasper police officers in this picture now being told to stay home.
So here you see this one here, this one over here. They're doing this one over here and this one over here.
Doing the fucking
the circle
jokey
game
thing, yeah.
All because of this hand gesture. A few people say it stands for white power.
First of all,
Mike, do you want to explain who started that rumor that this stood for white power?
You guys may have heard of the infamous hacker 4chan. Right? He just cannot be stopped.
He's not one person. It's a board.
It's this.
He's roommates with QAnon,
by the way. It's this. You can find pictures of me doing this. I went on stage at the Moore rally and did this specifically because they were like, we're all out, brother. We're going to let Black Lives Matter on stage, and we are going to show how progressive us conservatives are. And I went up there, and I'm like, look. First of all, it's that. You can't do the... You can't do the...
Since I was in elementary school, we've been playing this game.
Yes. And just like Milk, and just like Blackburn tried to do with Microsoft Zune, and all these other things, people just kept taking everyday things and going, let's just make it a white nationalist thing. And you see, look, I'm going to let you... this is how stupid the left is. No, seriously. We've done this several times on the show. Mm-hmm. We've told you blatantly how this all works, and you idiots still just don't believe us, or you just haven't figured it out. So, Andrew Anglin and a couple of other people are, let's just say, in touch with one another. Okay. On a much smaller scale, I myself am kind of in that same little circle. 90% of this is shit posting.
Of course.
90% of this is, hey, look, this week, all right, this is what we're doing. Here's the context. Here's how you should do it. And then you get it out there, and then when you do is eventually catches on, and guys like Anglin will write an article going, yeah, you N-words and K-words, milk is the new power, fuck white power symbol. And then Vice runs with it, and then a year later we're like, no, you idiots, you have to give your kids milk. It has calcium in it. We were just fucking with you. Stop not giving your kids milk. You're idiots. The peeing on the hookers, the Russian hookers peeing for President Trump continues to this day to still be believed.
It was a 4chan thing.
It was made up on 4chan. They had proof that they made it up. They showed us. There were people on the board that showed how they manipulated BuzzFeed. And they were like, well, thank you for your tip, brother.
Hey, Mike.
These niggas have learned.
You looked. Now we have to go burn a cross. It's a new circle game.
You niggas have been. Do you understand? Some of these motherfuckers on 4chan are learning Russian just to fuck with you. Stop kicking and screaming and falling for it, and they'll stop doing this shit.
But let them keep falling for it. It's hilarious. It's always funny.
There are people learning Russian now to fuck with you convincingly.
Most in Jasper we talk to see it differently. What do you think when you see that?
As a kid game, going around hitting somebody if they see it.
He's talking about the circle game. Popular among kids, one person finds a way to get the other to look at the circle gesture held below the waist. But you've seen kids do it?
Yeah.
Oh, that kid's a white supremacist.
Bro, why isn't this kid fucking kick him out of school?
Arrest him.
Yeah, kick that kid out of school.
Are you kidding me?
Little incel bastard. Little Nazi incel.
He's like 12.
Well, start getting it.
A lot.
Jasper Mayor David O'Mary says he hasn't spoken to the officers about what
Listen,
they
you know
meant.
how it goes, Royce. Losing your virginity is a slippery slope. You've had friends that waited too long, and then it's like trying to jump off a train.
It is really rough.
You know what well, now the train's going too fast. I know. You're supposed to
build it up.
Yeah, man.
By the gesture, he says it doesn't matter.
That's contradictory to how we run our city. That's not our mindset. That's not the way we do things.
Love this man.
But, okay, first off, David O'Mary, you, my friend, do not sound like somebody that would actually give a fuck if it was a few years ago and they were doing it and it meant white power.
Also, how many non-white people are in Jasper, Alabama
Yeah,
that
relax.
are fucking whipped up into a frenzy over this?
How many check cashing stores are there?
I don't think your fucking I don't think your courthouse is going to look exactly like Chicago did the other night. I think you'll be all right. There's going to be 3 people out there. Black Lives Matter. Actually, you know what? I got to go to work, y'all. But I'll come back if y'all are still doing the rally at 4.
So here's what happened.
There's 3 black people in town. 2 of them work. The third one's married to one of the 2 and stays at home and takes care of the kids. There are no protests.
David O'Mary over here, this mayor, here's what happened. He suspended them because he felt, white power, we have to suspend them immediately. But now he doesn't want to look like an asshole. So he's like, it doesn't matter what they meant. They're going to stay suspended. I don't care what they meant. Look, man, the cops are having some fun.
We run our city. That's not our
They're having a couple laughs. And look, they just had a big drug bust. So what if they're fucking around? Listen, there's way worse things that cops could be doing.
Yeah, you know, like when you see cops and they'll like go up to some teenager that has no weapon or phone on him and they shoot him in the fucking face.
Yeah, that's
50
bad.
times. That's like, whoa, buddy, we need to stop that man. But you know what I mean? Some guys
Just
that just
having
did a
fun.
good thing and they're like, let's fuck around a little bit. You guys are taking all of these very kind of pure things out of our lives that don't have any insidious meanings to them. You're sapping the fun out of everything to the point where nobody can even express. Like, do you understand? Our jobs are to express ourselves. And we are constantly going, should I say it that way? Should I do this? Should I do that? It didn't used to be that way. So imagine how people are who used to just be the funny guy at work. Imagine how miserable so many places are to work now because the funny guy at work can't
be
just
the funny guy.
at work and break balls and fuck around. You're ruining everyone's lives, right? Like in a small way, you're taking all this joy away.
Mike, I'll have you know that Mayor David O'Mary says it's okay because he's hiring some new police officers that are females and minorities. It's a problem solved.
Do you understand that it's like with my buddy Jeff Ray? Jeff Ray's a gay guy. Shocker. He and I call each other faggot affectionately. We have since we met. It's just, hey, what's up, faggot? You know, like he usually calls me that. But like if we worked together at like a restaurant or something, just waiting tables, and like I came into work one day and I'm like, hey, what up, faggot? That's all it would take for everyone to be fired and the whole restaurant to be rebranded into a tire shop because people lose their minds. You're just like, guys, we're just if nobody else is a fit, relax, man. He's doing a little thing, a gig. And then I don't like you pointed out, now he doesn't want to look like an idiot. So he's like, well, it don't matter. You shouldn't make a fool out. But that's not why you suspended him.
You didn't suspend them because they were messing around.
They should sue.
You think so?
Yeah, they should sue Jasper County for the tens of thousands of dollars that place is worth.
Hey, that guy's a polo shirt. He's got some dough. The mayor, Jasper.
Mindset. That's not the way we do things, and they use poor judgment.
We asked the mayor whether the suspension and loss of pay was too harsh.
We talked to 2 senior African-American law enforcement officers that are on the city of Jasper's payroll, and they think it's fair. And
that's insane. That's insane. By the way, you 2 that you had, the 2 guys that they had. By the way, that's funny because I literally said 2 black guys and a white in Jasper. But You do realize, right, that the right thing to do would have been to tell the mayor, "No, dude, that's stupid." Right? Isn't that what you do? Wouldn't you go? Wouldn't you not even wait till they came to you? Wouldn't you, as a black cop, go to your boss and go, "All right, look, man, there's a lot of fucked up shit that goes on in this country. That really wasn't one of them. Are you guys really going to suspend these guys?"
I'm sorry. I'm actually shocked now, because that sounds like something that Mike and I would make up as a fucking joke. Well, I asked my black friend, and he said, but they asked two senior officers, not officers they report to, not their commanding officers. So basically, you go, "Hey, you're black. What do you think of this?"
Well, you see, we asked two of our black officers, and you see, in an attempt to not be racist, what we've done is allowed the black guys to just be the arbiters of everything, because white people are inherently terrible, and we are so sorry. How many lynchings do you think happened in Jasper, Alabama, that they're sorry for now?
Harsh. We talked to two senior African-American law enforcement officers that are on the city of Jasper's payroll, and they think it's fair, and that's a pretty good sounding board.
That's a pretty good sounding board.
So because they're black, they get to decide the circle game is racist and have those officers.
Does this guy actually know how like juries work? Because that
you know
wouldn't
what?
work that
I
way.
wasn't with you with the suing them, but now fucking sue them.
I would
sue their fucking balls off.
These are the most libelous these statements are so wide open for this is rife for a lawsuit.
If you're saying that it wasn't a white power thing, if you're saying it was now that you've been caught, it's a circle game. That's what it is. Why are black people because first off, I don't buy that black people are the arbiters of what's a fucking hate crime. A hate crime or whatever. They're not the arbiters of that.
Yeah, we all know that that's the Jews.
Yeah, let's be honest. It's the ruling council, and they can't eat pork.
The fucking Falmore.
The Iron Bank. But now you're saying, what makes the black person an expert on the circle game?
The big old dick.
Oh, okay, fair.
And the names of those officers who were suspended has not yet been made public, but the mayor tells us that they have exceptional, perfect, in fact, records. And he said if that wasn't the case, the punishment may have been harsher.
This is. And by the way, the mayor's an idiot, but you know what? I don't even blame the mayor. I mean, I do blame him a little bit, but my point is I don't blame him that much because what you're saying, society has thrown everyone into a frenzy where you immediately have to suspend. Look what happened to Chris Hardwick. You immediately have to suspend people because if you don't do it fast enough without, I don't know, getting the facts before making someone lose their fucking pay and suspending them, and now forever, because guess what? When Occupy Democrats takes a screenshot of this, just like they did with the fucking hate crime of the 92-year-old man that was hit by a brick, when the Young Turks take the screenshot of this, they're not going to explain that it was a circle game or anything. Now forever, the people that are pandering to the left to show, look at how racist white people are, they're going to take the screenshot and go, white officers suspended for making blatantly white power symbol. Because that's what happens. The information doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter that now it turns out that we're playing a game that kids play. Listen, they weren't doing the circle game at the same time as trying to stop a suspect. That would be ridiculous. But do your job first. Their job was over. They were just celebrating and joking around. And because two black senior officers said that, that's a good sounding board. What happened to you, Jasper, Alabama? You used to be cool.
Well,
they were never cool. But
I also want to point out that now this guy's ruined because what they do is on slow news weeks when they want clickbait, they go back and reuse these old stories. So now these officers are going to be, it's going to be 2022, and you're going to be sitting on Facebook and you're going to go, I remember this story. Wait, this feels familiar, and they're going to pump it like it's a new story in a few years. Watch. Do you remember? Remember Bad Lieutenant?
The movie Bad Lieutenant?
No, not Bad. Show me how you suck a guy's
Oh
cock.
yeah, the one that actually our station, more like radio, got in trouble for.
We
That's
defended
right.
him. We had a big fight over that years ago when this battle started. When these SJW battles started, they started going after guys that were super edgy because they were easy targets. We knew a guy through the Opie and Anthony community, I think, is how like I think he
Yeah,
got
that's
connected to
right.
a bunch of people. And he was this edgy guy who was an EMT in New York City. And he would post really racist, edgy shit. And it was actually I used to retweet him sometimes. Sometimes it was very funny stuff. Sometimes it was just gross. But it's like it was sort of like Daily Stormer, where half the time it's disgusting, but half the time it's fucking hilarious. And he eventually got doxxed by remember the New York Post?
New York Post
doxxed him.
And there's a picture of him crying. That was a famous picture. He looked like the dude from Pawn Stars.
He did look a little bit like that, but almost like softer.
Yeah.
Almost like, almost look a bit like Pat from Moonaki, who I thought it was at first when I saw it. I'm like, I didn't know he was an EMT. But, he ended up getting doxxed, fired, ruined.
Because he made jokes, and mind you.
But I just saw the story like 2
Again.
weeks ago, floating around on like Now This. And I'm like, wait a minute, we had a fundraiser for this guy. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, shit, they're reusing old story, just trying to ruin people and demonize white people.
So here's what happened. The New York Post wrote, the New York Post wrote an article, and we used to have a show on our station called The Red Show. And The Red Show, they defended, Bad Lieutenant, saying, look, he was just making jokes. Why are you going to fire this guy? He was on his personal Twitter account. And the jokes he were making were your typical, Jew jokes and stuff like that. Edgy stuff that everyone used to do back then. And they defended him. And the New York Post, in the article, wrote about The Red Show and More Like Radio, our station, and all this stuff, saying that, you guys, as a matter of fact, on our station, we used to have Adam and Eve, the adult sex.
Oh, yeah, we lost Adam and Eve,
because of this story. So we had Adam and Eve.
We were losing sponsors for being racist way before that shit was cool,
we were
dog. We got OG street cred.
And the problem is that, people kept telling us, you have to denounce it. I go, I'm not fucking denouncing it. I go, no, fuck that shit. Everyone has a right to say what they want, and I'm not going to censor a show on our station. That's fucking bullshit. And so after that happened, Adam and Eve sent us an email.
It didn't help that you had sarcastic assholes like me going, what do you mean denounce black people? No, that would be even worse than what we did.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's not what I mean.
Not
Just
what I
like,
meant.
not taking them seriously at all. I don't care about
so
any of this. It's just weird.
Adam and Eve sent us a message, and we had an affiliate program with them, and they go, because of your recent show, blah, 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 we can no longer, blah, blah, blah. So they sent us our last check, and they fucking kicked us off and became toxic.
We may have written them back some emails that may or may not have the N-word in them a lot, though.
Yeah, maybe not. So you're right, man. These stories, they're gonna come around again, and now this, and it's these.
Remember their terrible commercials?
Yeah.
Hey guys, there's always a breathy woman. Those things get. By the way, marketing people, come up with something new for sex stuff. Hey guys,
The sultry voice.
Yeah, like even if you were a hot chick and you were talking to me like that, I'd be like, "You all right? Did you
have a stroke?
Did you go running or something? Just chill out. Yeah, just sit down, talk like a regular person."
So,
fucking Adam and Eve.
Yeah. So that's
Adam and Steve.
More like Adam and Steve.
Fucking childish. Sorry, I'm deliriously tired
It's
after
okay.
the fucking child drug rape. I wasn't involved in one,
Yeah, you want to maybe specify for the people that are coming and listening now.
Just leave it like it is. Just leave it in there.
So we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the person that the Democratic Socialist that's running in for the New York House, who's a shoo-in to win, and she was interviewed. And by the way, she was the left's darling. Could do no wrong. All the articles we read were, is this the future of the Democratic Party?
With crazy eyes.
Yeah, crazy eyes.
Socialism.
So,
and she's already...
she made a mistake.
Oh, she's got terrible legs.
I know. Face and body. She made a mistake. And let's first hear what she said, and then we'll tell you the backlash.
Well...
She was on an interview, by the way, I think, with the Daily Call. I don't know what, some show, some interview with some bitch.
Yes, but I also think that what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is...
So you want to see them? That's mistake number one. I know. Let's keep going.
Rookie ass move.
What?
Okay, I didn't know there's going to be a reaction.
Talking about, man.
That's funny.
She fumbles through the question about Israel and Palestine.
just an increasing crisis of humanitarian condition. And that to me is just where I tend to come from on this issue.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
Oh,
By the way, pause.
think
That was somebody in her ear going, "The fuck did she just say?"
Yes.
Like
Hey,
that was
Susan, hit her on this. Make sure you bring that. She said occupation.
literally all of the people that run the media at one moment pushed a button and had her on screen, and they were like, "Hey, do me a favor. Reiterate what you just said. What did you just say about the Israelis?" She says, well, but yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Say what you said in the car.
Yeah, go ahead.
what I meant is like the settlements that are increasing. And
She's so stupid and unaware, by the way. Look how easy it is to run for office in New York. All you have to do is say, I'm a socialist.
I also think that people watch Trump and they think, like, I could be like him.
You can't.
I could be Mr. Bravado, just go out there and talk about my ideas. But they don't realize is, like, when he does shit and trolls people into going, what did you mean by that? He's always playing chess. Like, he wanted you to ask him what he meant by that. He would never, ever get into a situation. You notice that, like, Trump's the closest thing we have to our guy in a long time.
Agreed.
But you notice he ain't shitting all over the Jews
No,
and stuff.
no.
Like, you know what I mean?
Look.
They are our greatest ally, and I will continue to supply them with missiles because I am not fucking retarded.
I want to keep my head.
I am not as stupid as you people think I am.
Now, something that needs to be brought up with her. We never got to this because we have so many stories. But it turns out when she was running her daddy's architecture company, she was calling for tax cuts and saying,
"What was the name of her daddy's firm was like Ocasio and Weinberg."
It was a Jewish person. That is correct. Now, look. Let's stop for a second, and that's because I know a lot of listeners are like, well, Israel is an illegal occupation. Okay, let's stop for a second with that. All right. Point is, no, I'm with it, but you know what I mean. We're going to hear that
occupation illegal, but we're okay in America, and Germany's allowed to be Germany, and France is allowed to be because you won. At the end of the day, bud.
So. And by the way, Colin in the chat says, "Hey Jamie, pull up a map of Israel." Look,
which one?
And we have an answer to that: 1947 through 2015,
or the 2021.
America,
10 times as big.
Yeah. What's the capital of Israel? Boca Raton, I'm assuming.
Look, I don't hate on the Jews the way you guys do. I'll give them the entire Middle East if they leave our fucking affairs alone.
Oh, I got to tell you,
it's a good trade. I don't want any Muslims. Is what I don't want.
Our friend, not CIA Steve, I guess, has been listening a little bit more to the episodes, and he sent me a message today. And seeing what you post on Facebook, and not CIA Steve sent me a message today. He goes, "Hey, does your buddy Mersh know that I'm half Jewish?" And I go, "Dude, relax." I
didn't. He's dead to me now. Cut him off. Does he know how I am, though?
I know. I told him, dude, relax. He's fucking. First off, I go, he's literally dated an Israeli girl. Let's calm down.
Yeah, I'm not exactly Mr. Fucking. I'm critical of a lot of things. Just they really come up a lot. You know what I mean? It's not.
I want to get him on again. We're going to talk to him about that. Because he knows. By the way, not CIA Steve knows a fucking ridiculous amount of the Supreme Court thing. So when more of that stuff comes up, we're going to have him on.
And I also lived near 5 towns on Long Island for years. Trust me, it's like little Israel. I dated plenty of them. They're always half. Long Island's always half Jewish, half Italian. Or trust me, there's plenty of them.
in some of these areas and places where Palestinians are experiencing difficulty in access to their housing and homes.
So they're basically, she's looking at whatever Vice says and repeating it. And again, look, whether you believe what the Israel thing or not, I do agree with Mike. You can't sit there and say we're fucking conquerors and we colonize something, and if Israel does the same. Look, Again, I'm more with Mike's thing. I'm fine with this, Israel having a goddamn ethno-state. Let them have one. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just have a problem, and even though I don't agree with it, when a lot of people then come after Americans for saying the same thing about their country, and then they go, oh, well, you fucking racist. That bothers me. The hypocrisy bothers me. So again, yeah, Israel should have a right to their own land, obviously. I don't give a shit. But forget all that for a second.
And again, hell, I'll give them more.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's a whole bunch of places in fucking Middle East that would probably thrive under their little hyper-capitalist tribal system. Trust me. You think Yemen would be a shithole if the Jews ran it? Not at all. So, fine, but the condition, like Royce said, would be let American nationalism and let me kind of say things about you sometimes without you going, oi, hey,
Yeah.
You know, you're subject to criticism too. How many times have I said white people are murderous sociopaths? We are. There are plenty of things. You go, the white man built these great things. Yeah, with a massive blood trail behind it. So let's remember, we all have our problems.
Yeah, so she's going and she's look, just like it says, if you're going to run for political office, you're not going to win like this. I mean, she might, because she'll still win because no one's going to see this. No one's going to care.
You could win a city council seat in like a real fringe neighborhood of a town. You know what I mean? Like in San Francisco, I'm sure somebody could be like, you burn Israel down and give it to Palestine. You'd be like, all right, they'll vote it because they're nuts there. But yeah, you're not going to get to be like a congresswoman or anything like that. That shit ain't happening.
Do you think you can expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think
My bosses would like you to, they're in my ear
They're telling
asking
me
me to get you to clarify.
They need what they call a soundbite.
also just, I am not the expert on geopolitics.
By the way, as she starts trying to explain, you can see in the curtain in the stage in the back, you can just see a nose poking out of the curtain. Just listening in the background, you might be able to see some hands.
On this issue.
So that's the person who's running, and she also said something. Another clip. I didn't pull it up, but it's a real simple one. They asked, "Well, you seem to think that capitalism's bad, but what do you think about the unemployment rate being at, 3.8%? It's the lowest it's ever been. Blah 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 blah." And she goes, "Well, the thing is about that is that just people look at the unemployment rates, but the reason the unemployment rate is so low is because some people have like 2 jobs." Swear to God, that's a real statement she made. Hey, James, pull up that video for me. Yeah, for real, because that's how the unemployment rate works. Because they can't make ends meet, She said something that capitalism is going to come to an end. It can't survive forever. The same capitalism that built your father's company, you ungrateful cunt. The reason that you're fucking sitting there in your nice little dress and always lived in... Where did she live? Yorktown
Heights.
Yorktown Heights. With all your money is because your capitalist system. When you were running your daddy's architectural company, you wanted lower tax cuts. Now all of a sudden you fucking changed the way you are because you knew that you could talk to some bunch of fucking hipsters in your shitty neighborhood in the goddamn Bronx. Oh, is that annoying? Oh, I hate her.
She's from the hood, bro. She's a regular hood girl.
Yeah, she's fucking Jenny from the
fighting for
goddamn
the little guy.
Fighting
for the little man.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's fighting for the little man. So, speaking of the hood, I want to show you the most fearless old black lady I've ever seen.
That's a pretty bold statement.
Okay, what do you see it? Rosa Parks ain't got nothing on her. So there's a bunch of hoodlums that are being very aggressive there because they're this younger.
Could you describe these hoodlums for me, for the listeners that might be listening to our audio only podcast available on iTunes? Rate it 5 stars.
So these young, probably fans of Lil Wayne.
Yeah, he's really big in the suburbs too.
Okay, probably don't have the greatest credit score.
It's an odd way of putting it, but okay.
I'm just trying to be. They are start bothering this old lady who's sitting at her fast food place just trying to eat her meal. An old black lady. So let's just play it.
You want me, bitch? Keep playing with me, bitch.
What the fuck?
So he has one of those little scooters, like the metal scooters, like he's gonna hit her.
Well, and let's be fair, he's not so much gonna hit her, like swing it at her. He's more chucking it. Let's say like sort of like a
what, Mike?
Like some sort of a throwing based weapon.
Okay. Javelin?
Yeah, something that's
You're welcome.
more like a javelin. Thank you.
A javelin. So let's keep playing.
Hit me. Come on, what are you on me?
She goes, hit me. How old do you think this lady is?
I don't know. But she's a nihilist who wants to die.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, do it. Do it,
dare
you.
By the way, does he have a fanny pack on?
Look, everybody knows real hood motherfuckers got fanny packs in the streets.
Fair.
Ever say you going to hunt me, bitch? Choke on that French fry. Choke on that shit.
I ain't scared of him.
She's a punk. Talking about something you going to hunt me. I'll put you in that garbage can, you old motherfucker. That's why your pappers stink. Get away from that bitch.
You said black summer,
I don't like that bitch no more.
She started tweaking on you, you heard? Black summer, bitch.
She started tweaking on me.
Why does this guy got to get himself in the picture?
Because he's black.
Okay. So we're not even doing the whole...
Oh, I should have, because he's a certain guy.
Okay, there you go.
Because he's black.
I don't like that bitch no more.
I don't like you. I ain't never liked you.
I'm telling you. I'm going to catch your ass walking with your cane down there. I'm going to fuck the shit out your old ass.
Well, that took a weird, creepy turn.
By the way, he's wearing a Raw Papers hat. The rolling papers.
Yeah, he got that for free at a liquor store.
Yeah.
Fuck the shit out your
When he robbed it.
I'm telling you. I'm going to bust your old pussy open. You're going to be crying.
What the
Why
fuck?
did it turn immediately to fucking her?
It's
Like
a
she's
very-
got to be 80-something years old, by the way. She's old.
It's a very weird turn that this is taking.
It doesn't make any sense.
You're going to be crying. He said, stop. I'm like, you was going to hunt me, right? You was going to hunt me, right? Oh, motherfucker.
She keeps eating her fries. He tries to take her tray.
Oh, shit.
She takes her tray. And throws it at him, and the guy runs out the door.
Okay, we got to do that last few
course.
seconds again, because that was lovely.
He said, stop. I'm like, you was going to hunt me, right? You was going to hunt me, right? Oh, motherfucker. Oh, shit.
She throws the tray.
I love this woman. Good,
She is
fuck that guy.
Good, yeah, I know. Fucking amazing. This,
Also, in unrelated news, that woman was found fucked to death just after this.
the suspect
no
seems to be a
suspect.
white male.
No suspect has been identified yet. It is yeah, you're right. It's being investigated as a hate crime.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? As long as it's being investigated as a hate crime. Your buddy, the guy that you love from the Walk Away campaign,
That's this Brendan Fago guy.
was on Judge Janine.
Of course he was.
Do you want to hear him?
He's a new token. You know what, though? Can I say this? Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say this? I actually do like this guy for one reason.
He's not Milo?
How furious do you think this guy makes Scott Pressler?
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
This guy is getting what Scott Pressler wanted.
He wants. This is the guy Scott Pressler wants to be.
He stole fucking Scotty Boy's thunder, so I gotta give this guy some love.
He's like a famous Scott Pressler.
You know, he wasn't even with us during Trump. It's all mad and shit. I was here originally. Why aren't I on Tucker Carlson?
Once upon a time, I was a liberal. But liberalism has changed, and I will no longer be a part of an ideology
It's like
or
a
political
Den
party
commercial.
that represents everything that contradicts my values of unity, equal opportunity,
and sucking as
personal-
many dicks as possible.
He didn't say that, Mike. It wasn't the Suck Away campaign.
empowerment, compassion, and love. So I am walking away. And I encourage all of you to do the same.
I hate this guy's fucking
the music
and his emotional pauses. I want to punch him right in his perfect teeth.
The only one person could do that. It's Mark Levin.
And it's time for us to walk away. Shut up.
Walk away.
You know what? Stay a Democrat, you fuck.
Yeah, we don't need you. The music, the royalty-free music that he got in his fucking Fruity Loops.
It's really terrible.
That is Brandon Strzok, who has created quite a stir in recent days over his high-profile decision to leave the left behind because of their overzealous rhetoric and violent protests. Earlier, I sat down with Brandon to talk about his decision and some of the reaction to it. Take a look. Brandon Strzok, thanks so much for joining us tonight. You are a very interesting man, and let me just say that you...
I don't like your lifestyle, and I think you're going to go to hell, okay? Because, as it says here in Leviticus, a man should not lay with another man. Anyway, tell us about your walk away campaign.
Let me ask you something. Would you?
Who? Oh, her?
Which one?
Which one? Be specific. Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she could get it.
Then you could say you banged the judge, which is pretty cool. Yeah, not many people could say that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fucked by a judge,
but
I've never
in a
actually
different
fucked
way.
a judge.
You have been a lifelong liberal.
Yes.
And then you drifted.
I did.
What changed?
Well, I just
You know what,
became
though?
more...
The only thing about Janine Pirro is, like, if you fucked her, she looks like one of those ladies that wears perfume that smells like a lot of flowers. You feel like you're fucking a casket in a funeral home.
more aware as time went on that, you know...
So, Forzanea says, is that Worski? Kind of does look a little bit like Worski.
The identity
Yeah, Janine, I was coming on with, Tonka thought being really unfair to me. She's like, what are you talking about? Who are you? Who let you in this building?
Get out of here.
Politics and politically correct culture was getting very out of control. But in terms of me actually switching parties, it was after the election of Donald Trump.
I've done this before because at one point I was a top and now I'm a bottom. So I'm good at switching. I'm what they call a versatile now. Versatile.
I'm always evolving, but whenever I evolve, I make sure I get as much attention as possible for it.
I voted for Hillary, and I was on Facebook crying, wondering.
By the way, this guy is the new guy that all the boomers are defending.
Of course.
You can't, like, it's the
'Cause you're
same
all
thing
idiots.
with Stickman and all that stuff. It's that, he's getting people to leave. What do you want? Are you a fan of No Bummer? Is that who you are? And it's like, God, fucking stop. Look, do you understand there were people walking away from the fucking party before this guy made this thing? This had nothing to do with people leaving. People were leaving because... I fucking hate to break it to you because they were fucking being tired of being told what to say and everybody being called a racist or a bigot or being told how to think. It had nothing to do with this guy. If he wasn't gay, if it was a straight guy that would have done, hey, I'm walking away, nobody would have fucking cared. Because guess what? I knew a bunch of people that were walking away that were straight white dudes. No one gave a fuck. It's because, like Mike says, you need a token. You need to go, hey, he's the thing that you are, and now he doesn't like what you like. Stop it. This is the same fucking thing as the Alabama guy going, well, I talked to two black gentlemen. So then every time you give a boomer to go, well, have you seen the walk away guy? He sucks dick. I mean, I wouldn't want him to be my son, but look, he's the walking away from the dead. Shut up.
Diamond and Silk are really good because they attract a lot of low IQ, big mouth old black ladies. Well, I don't want a lot of them around yapping at these rallies. No offense. That's not the party. The party is supposed to be the party of dignity and, tradition and stuff. Now it's just like, let's let anybody in. Frank's always railing about this shit on his show. Just let everybody in who cares at this point, right? Fucking
what had
state of this place.
Gone wrong, what happened to the good people of Middle America. And, but a friend of mine reached out to me and showed me a YouTube.
How much you want to bet he fucked that friend?
Clip, which was basically compilation footage
And
showing
his friends.
And then his friends.
And then all the other friends.
And so on. And so on.
All these different ways in which the media had taken moments out of context in Donald Trump's campaign and spun it and created a narrative that he was a racist, a bigot, a homophobe. And in fact, I even saw another video showing black people who had gone to the Trump rally to support him. And when CNN showed up, they intentionally cut them out of the shot so it appeared that there were only white people there. So it began to paint a picture for me that the media had been incredibly...
Oh, yeah, and by the way, I would definitely judge Janine. She's in good shape for her age.
Oh, yeah.
She's good.
Honest about their narrative of who Trump was and who his supporters were.
So when Trump talks about fake news, you find that to be...
Hey, I'm a no-nonsense judge, okay?
Accurate.
Well, I didn't used to, but now it's...
They're all no
yes,
nonsense.
I know it.
You notice that?
Yeah.
It's like their big thing.
Hey, your nonsense? You leave it at the door.
Remember Mills Lane?
Oh, he was the best.
He was the best.
Judge Mills Lane.
What a piece of America that guy was.
So I'm not going to spend too much time on this fucking idiot. But, the point being that stop just be honest with yourselves, because whenever the left uses somebody as a fucking token, you guys hate it, and we shouldn't do it either. Look, I'm glad he's walking away, and I don't give a shit, honestly, if gay people fucking come to the Republican Party. Good. You know what? I know a lot of gay people in the Republican Party, but here's the thing: they don't make their entire identity about being gay or this. Stop. Fucking stop.
And now their whole identity is going to be conservative gay. And you're like, it's just enough. I don't want to be your fucking your latest fashion thing.
That's what it is. It's the latest fashion trend that's going on. Well, some news out of Vegas.
More people getting shooted. More witnesses disappearing.
MGM International filed a complaint in federal court Monday in a case brought by victims of the Las Vegas massacre, asking the judge to declare the company has no liability for the attack. MGM owns the Mandalay Bay Hotel Casino and the venue at Route 91 Harvest Music Festival, where Stephen Paddock open-fired. We know what happened. MGM argues that a post-9/11 law limits its liability and that the lawsuit brought by hundreds of victims must be dismissed because MGM's security company was certified by the government. Robert Eglett, a lawyer representing several of the victims, told Las Vegas Journal that the filing is outrageous.
Can I be honest here?
It's a tough one, man.
It's a tough one, man. Look, I how much blame do you want to put on MGM? They didn't do this, right, at the end of the day. And it's not like more lives were lost because of their blatant negligence or anything. They didn't do anything. There was no indicator that anything was going to happen. Why is that? It just seems silly to me. I feel horrible for these victims and their families, but I don't know, man. The whole cash grab thing to me. Like, why are you suing a hotel that had nothing to do just because the guy picked the hotel to stay there? That's bullshit.
Deborah Deshawn, Deborah Deshawn, a spokesman for MGM, released a statement. According to the statement, the federal court is an appropriate venue for these cases and provides those affected with the opportunity for a timely resolution. Years of drawn-out litigations and hearings are not in the best interest of the victims, the community, and those still healing. Las Vegas attorney Robert Eglett, who was representing several
Which is a smaller egg.
Yes,
right?
Tiny egg. It hasn't evolved yet. October 1st victims said that the grounds of the litigation are obscene. MGM is a Nevada company, so any lawsuits belongs in the state court. Eglett said he viewed the decision to file the complaints in federal court as a blatant display of judge shopping and quite frankly verges on unethical. I've never seen a more outrageous thing where they sue victims in an effort to find a judge they like, he said. It's just really sad that they would stoop to this level. The act cited a new lawsuit that was passed more than a year after 9/11, after intentionally including broad protections. For instance, the act defines terrorism as any unlawful act inside the United States that causes mass destruction, injury, or other losses.
Which is kind of a bullshit definition.
Yeah. But, yeah, look, I don't really think you could, because, man, you could be any. What if the shooting happens in your restaurant? Like, you can't control somebody doing that. Look, I believe there's a bigger case to be made against the fucking Broward County Sheriff's Office for inaction. There's something where I go, okay, well, they were outside and they didn't go in, they didn't do their job.
Look, I was brave, all right. I do everything great here.
Yeah,
all right,
Israel?
These fucking officers are a bunch of jerk-offs.
Wasn't Israel supposed to be like fired a couple of weeks?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
No, I just want to be honest. That didn't happen.
We're just, to be fair, it didn't happen. So
weird.
Whatever. They're fucking Nostradamus. And be careful with them predicciones.
You better make sure you know. UK facing.
No, you notice though, we can bring up stuff on this show sometimes and tell you guys it's a rumor. But you notice we never write that shit on our website unless we got a fucking, red hot shit fucking proof.
Yeah, unless it's legit. The UK facing longest fall in living standards for over 60 years.
Are you serious? Like, this country's the only country that didn't get better after World War II?
The UK is on course for the longest period of a falling living standard since records began, according to leading think tank. The Resolution Foundation said data released in a budget showed British families are suffering the biggest squeeze their finances since 1950s. It explained in a report published this morning in the UK that the UK economy will be £42 billion smaller in 2022. And we thought it would be in March after the officials' data indicated dismal growth in forecast. The data was released by the Office for Budget Responsibility alongside Chancellor Philip Hammonds.
So many terrible offices over there, right?
White Phillips Hammond chose to take a relaxed approach to additional borrowing. Families are unlikely to do so when it comes to the deeply troubling outlook for living standards. Families are now projected to be in the early stages of the longest period of continuous falls in disposable income over the last 60 years, even longer than the following financial crisis. The foundation said that current income squeeze is set to be the longest, albeit shallower than the post-crash squeeze. It went on to say that despite Chancellor Small's chances of improving universal credit, tax, and benefit policies announced since 2015, it will push living standards down to an increased equality. Mike, what happened in the past few years that the economy in the UK has gone down?
Well, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was this refugee crisis.
That's the one with Lauryn Hill, right? In Praz?
No, that was the Fugees. They were
they were dope.
Yeah, they were a musical group.
Got it.
Of Caribbean blacks from New York, who ripped off a bunch of other people's great hooks and made
From New
songs with
Jersey,
them.
but yes.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the most famous of which you guys remember is Praz, and then what happened? No,
He was in the Bullworth soundtrack.
Oh God, remember that song with Maya?
Yeah.
So
you're a superstar.
The 2000s were a dark time for hip hop.
Well, isn't every time a dark time for hip hop?
Oh, because the blacks.
Jesus.
So what happened was in the UK, they started. They were like, you know what, man? It's boring here. We need to culturally enrich this place. So they started bringing in all these people from, culturally enriched areas like Syria and North Africa. And,
But Mike, those places aren't culturally enriched at all.
Hey, hear me out on this.
Okay.
I didn't say the plan worked.
Okay.
But they were going to culturally enrich themselves, so the food would be better. And
So it's
they
like
would-
backward gentrification?
Yes, exactly.
Like reverse gentrification. Got it.
And now everybody's getting raped and stuff.
So
stop it.
You think that maybe that's what happened? So you know how we talked about last week well, it started all with Seattle banning straws, drinking straws. It was then followed by.
So why I'm doing
Yeah.
them. Yes.
And it was then followed by Starbucks banning all drinking straws.
All straws everywhere forever.
Well, this is from Reason Magazine. Starbucks bans plastic straws, winds up using more plastic.
How?
The replacement lids they're using,
Made of plastic?
they're made of plastic. And they weigh, well, here, let me read it. In July, Seattle imposed America's first ban on plastic straws. Vancouver, British Columbia passed a similar ban a few months earlier. There are active attempts to prohibit straws in New York City, Washington, D.C., Portland, Oregon, and San Francisco. A-list celebrities from Calvin Harris to Tom Brady have lectured us on giving up straws. Both National Geographic and the National Geographic, the one they used to call people savages, and the Atlantic have run long profiles of history and environmental effects on straws. Vice is now treating their consumption as a dirty, hedonistic excess. Not to be outdone, busybody legislator Starbucks, the nation's largest food and drink retailer, announced on Monday that it would be going strawless. This is a significant milestone to achieve our global aspiration of sustainable coffee.
It's way less exciting than going braless.
Served to our customers in more sustainable ways. The coffee giant says that by 2020, it hopes to have eliminated all single-use plastic straws at its 28,000 stores worldwide. It will now top all of its cold drinks with fancy new strawless lids that the company currently serves with cold brew nitro coffees.
Is that anything like Caveman Nitro
I don't
coffees?
think so.
Okay.
Because the other one's cocaine. As to be expected, Starbucks' decision was greenlit by universal adulation. The World Wildlife Fund, Ocean Conservation both provided quotes to Starbucks press release. Liberal magazine The New Republic praised the move as an environmental milestone. Slate hailed the Starbucks straw ban as evidence of a victory for bona fide anti-straw movement, and one that would hopefully lead to the bans of more things in the plastic coming years.
Yay, ban more things. Yay.
Yet missing from the fanfare was the inconvenient fact that by ditching plastic straws, Starbucks will actually be increasing its plastic use.
By the way, it never, ever, ever plays out the way you claim it's going to.
Dunkin' Donuts sells plastic straws.
It's always for appearances. It never works out.
As it turns out, the new nitro lids that Starbucks is leaning to use to replace the straws are made up of more plastic than the company's current lid straw combo. Right now, Starbucks patrons top most of their cold drinks with either 3.23 grams or 3.55 grams of plastic product, depending on whether they pair it with a lid or a straw. The new nitro lids, meanwhile, weigh 4.11 grams, depending again on lid size. I got these results by measuring the Starbucks straws and lids in two separate scales. Both were given to me at the same results. This means customers, at best, are breaking even on their Starbucks strawless scheme, or at worst, are adding 0.32 to 0.88 grams to plastic consumption per drink. Given that customers are going to use a mix of larger and smaller lids, Starbucks plastic consumption is bound to increase. Although, if anybody guessed how much, in response to the question about whether
I got a solution.
Yeah,
get rid of lids, eliminate lids too.
People are going to burn themselves and stuff.
Well, we all have to sacrifice a little bit.
In response to the question whether the strawless move will increase the company's plastic consumption, a Starbucks spokesperson told the Reason, the introduction of a strawless lid is a standard for non-blending beverages, but for 2020 allows us to significantly reduce the number of straws and non-recyclable plastics, as the new lids are recyclable with the plastic straws in company currently used or not. This is a cold comfort given the fact that most of the stuff that's put in the recycling bin still winds up at a dump, which is true. That is actually true. The company did not address nor did it dispute its transition to strawless lids, and it would increase overall plastic consumption.
It never logistically works out the way you claim it's going to.
Nope, it's always worse.
They did this as a stunt, so everybody would go, whoa, look at how woke they are.
This is a stunt, so they would go, hey, forget when they kicked those black guys out. Because that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, remember when they kicked those black guys out?
Yeah. Nobody cares about that anymore.
And now everybody could just take homeless dumps in there. It worked out great for everyone.
Well, the thing is, at least Starbucks in San Francisco don't have people taking homeless dumps because they're doing it in the streets.
Well, yeah, but,
Diversity?
Isn't it great? Cultural enrichment, folks.
Oh, Starbucks has said that it's okay because they're hiring some staff that are women and minorities.
There you go. Everything's fixed, America.
Problem solved.
And they're going to pay them all $20 an hour. That's just in. All these Starbucks have closed.
Mm-hmm. The coffee beanering laughs in the background. Guys, thank you for listening to today's show.
The Indian Dunkin' Donuts franchisee is just like, this has worked out great for me.
RevengeOfTheSys.com/donate. Become a patron at Patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. Help us get to DC. Streamlabs.com/RevengeOfTheSys. Tonight, Nightwave. Make sure to tune in to Nightwave, where Mersh will be doing a show, followed by Mersh on Dave Martell's show. So you get an overdose of Mersh today if you want it.
It's a long day.
Thank you guys for listening. If you do buy anything on Amazon, click our banner. Make sure to retweet the Mercer story on RevengeOfTheSys.com. Go to the news section. You'll see it there. We will be back tomorrow with a fresh show, Revenge of the Sys.
Or will we?
We will.
Yeah, we will.